I'm trying for 2 years to get a Housing New Zealand house. And they won't give me one. A couple of years I've tried. I'm going back one more time. I've been to Parliament. I got kicked out of Parliament by security guards.
So where are you living now?
In a grotty, shitty boarding house. Yep. I just do this to pull in the dowels during the day, something to do.
I was waiting for something for 3 years.
29 years to win lotto.
I've had to wait a lifetime to meet my dad.
9 hours waiting for my old man. Yeah, and he didn't show up until 9 hours later, and he just drove straight past me. I waited for nothing.
Oh gosh. What is the longest I've ever had to wait for something? Been waiting to get married, really. I'm still not married. It seems to be taking a long time. There was an expectation of marriage growing up, but that hasn't happened.
I expected to be in love with the partner of my dreams by the age of 30. I had that planned out and have children at the age of 35. I turned 37 this year. I'm quite angry about that. Not for any real reason, but just because I have to wait for something that I ultimately want.
The longest I ever had to wait was 12 years to fall in love. 2 years. I was on a plane from Auckland to Wellington. And there was a girl sitting next to me, and 2 years passed and I bumped into her just outside over there. And she was dressed as a cat. And then we spent 2 weeks together. And I never saw her again. And then 2 years later, I saw her again. So every 2 years it's kind of interesting to see how we've changed and grown up. And it started out, we were both in school, and then further down the track we were both in high school, and now we've both got jobs. It's just kind of nice to have these little bubbles or pockets of perfect, just perfect moment. If you can think of everything that's kind of nice and beautiful about a relationship at the very beginning, then that's all we've got for these 2 week pockets every 2 years. It's really, I like it. It's agonizing, but I wouldn't want to not have it. 2 years. 45 minutes.
5 years.
Do you mind sharing what it is you're waiting for?
I know what it is.
Beautiful. Do I take it that is with this beautiful gentleman here?
Yes, this guy.
To be honest, I'm actually waiting for my bride-to-be. That's the one person I'm waiting for. Maybe she's still out there, I don't know where. But hopefully I do find her.
I'm waiting for someone to appear in my life that is meant to be in my life, but isn't yet.
I'm waiting for good progressive political change.
Culture, my work culture as well as wider culture to sort of change and catch up where I think it should be.
What I'm waiting for is world peace and fairness, equity for everyone.
I'm currently waiting for my birthday in 3 weeks' time.
I'm waiting to get my teeth fixed before I turn 60, which is on the 15th of the 12th, 2015.
I'm friends with a cat who doesn't like me at the moment.
Oh, just my life to turn around, where I actually have something to do with my life and I'm not just wasting time. Whereas I feel I have more time than I know what to do with, and that's the problem. But before all my time was used up in doing something, and now I've just got more time. I've got time to boot.
I'm waiting for time, I guess, to do lots of things.
Life to just change, I suppose. every day is a waiting game, eh?
I'm waiting to be a bit older and a bit wiser.
Waited a long time to get wise, and I'm still waiting for it.
About 6 years now, so we can buy a house.
Approximately 20 plus years for the emergence of a true free social network.
I want to be famous as a recording and musical artist. I'm waiting for fulfillment.
Five months.
Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, a late birthday present.
I've had to wait about 4 hours once. I was standing in line to go to the bank, you know. That's back home, Papua New Guinea, so it's quite a long wait. There's only one bank in the whole town, so you have to go early to wait for the line.
First off is 9 months for the birth of the baby, then perhaps 3 weeks for an appointment at the hospital, and then perhaps 24 hours at an airport when flights were closed.
25.5 years, and I'm still waiting for it to happen.
The longest is all I have to wait is 15 minutes, but past that all I can wait for 100 minutes, but I don't think so. That I love to wait.
2 years.
I'm waiting already for 26 years.
I would say it would actually be 24 years to really feel comfortable in my own skin.
I've been waiting a long time for to feel comfortable in myself, and yeah, waiting for just to feel like I've achieved what I want to achieve.
Probably stuck in traffic coming from leaving Wellington going to Porirua.
How long was that, do you reckon?
A good hour and a half.
Good daddy.
I'm waiting for Daddy.
Waiting for traffic lights seems like ages, but I suppose it's not really that long.
8 hours.
8 hours. 3 hours.
I think I'm going to go with all my life.
All my life.
12 years.
It was every 20 minutes for about 10 minutes every time.
It's 35 years to meet my current girlfriend.
I was waiting so long I lost track.
Well, I had to wait 3 months to get my master thesis marked and corrected by my professor. And I think that's the longest thing that I experienced as a waiting time.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I have been waiting for her for about 15 years. And of course I had to find a perfect man first, so we've got our baby now, and this is the longest time I've been waiting for something.
I'm waiting for a baby. I'm waiting to have my baby.
Probably for my first child to be born. It seemed like forever. Well, I was told it was forever actually.
All my life, so that I could finally travel, and now I am traveling.
I'm waiting to travel.
I'm kind of still waiting.
34 years.
What felt like the longest I had to wait for was when I was I was arrested by the police and I was on bail. And I was waiting for an answer, and that took like 7 months.
It was for my visa coming here to New Zealand.
I had to wait 18 months or 2 years once for some immigration papers.
The longest time I've had to wait for anything was when, well, it's two things really. When I was 4 or 5, my dad promised, I went to a like a dirt bike rally in Masterton, and he promised that I would get to have a little mini motorbike, and I thought, well, that would probably mean this year, maybe for Christmas. I was really keen to get it that Christmas, and it didn't happen. And so I waited all of the years of my childhood, all of the time that I lived at home until I was 17, so 12 years or so without satisfaction. I didn't actually ever get to get that dirt bike or mini motorbike. I also, when I was 8, my dad bought me a remote control plane, and for my birthday, bought that for my birthday, and we were to make it together, and he made the fuselage of the plane in the first month or so that we had it, and I assumed that I'd sort of get it by around about Christmas time that year, and I didn't get to get that either.
Possibly 30 minutes or an hour.
10 minutes, I think. I feel pretty patient about that day. I've been waiting 39 years so far.
I have waited for either.
40 minutes. It felt like something so much bigger than that. It felt like I was outside of time.
16 years.
A year and a half for my partner to be single, and it was worth it, so yeah, it's the longest.
I used to work in roadworks. It took a lot of patience. I did it for 8 years, and you just deal with people that cannot wait. They are going everywhere and they want to be there yesterday. They can't wait 3 minutes, even if they know that there's something huge in front of them, like a massive digger or there's a big hole in the middle of the road. They don't understand why they can't go now, because they need to go now. It's a couple of minutes out of your day, it's not going to kill you.
I think I'm a very patient person. I really don't mind waiting, because I keep people waiting too.
Used to be really impatient, and because I was always early, I would get upset when people were late and they would make me wait, and I felt like it was being disrespectful. And as I got older, I sort of thought about that less and less, and it didn't bother me as much.
I do get impatient sometimes, but I think maybe as I got older I realised that there's no point sort of trying to hurry things up, that everything will work out in the end and it's worth waiting, really.
It's quite a long drive to Genoa. It's about 6 hours, and sometimes I vomit.
And if the weather's bad, if you wait for a bus, it seems to take longer, especially in the bus stop, and it's wet and it's cold. They take longer. Maybe it's just because the weather's bad, you want to get home quick. Maybe that's it. Could that be it?
I had to wait for a bus to Brooklyn, and it seemed forever. It was cold and then just waiting.
What's the longest time you have had to wait to catch a bus in Samoa?
1.5 hours. Yeah. It's funny.
I'm waiting for my bus to move home.
I used to live in Ghana, West Africa, and the buses are called trotros. The longest I spent on a bus in Ghana was 12 hours.
I was patient, and eventually I got what I was after.
I'm not good at waiting at all, and in my adult life I think because of unfulfilled expectations from childhood, it's made me very anxious and nervous and angry about waiting a lot of the time. So I've always put very strict deadlines about when things have to happen.
From experience, the longer I've had to wait, usually the thing on the other end has been great, and I've remembered it.
I used to spend a lot of time feeling like I was waiting for things, but being a traveller, you learn to change the feeling of waiting and expecting something and kind of wishing for that thing in the future and changing it to just going with the present and really just accepting what's going on right now than feeling that you have to wait for something in the future. I used to be very impatient and quite fast paced, and now I'm quite happy to accept waiting, quite happy to sit here and just think about things.
I spend a lot of time waiting. I guess there's not much else
That I do. I wait for things to come along. I watch. I take things in. I like to wait.
I feel like waiting isn't a bad thing. I feel like the more I wait, the more I grow, the more I get inspired, and the more I prosper.
I find it impossible to wait, and it's because to me waiting means total emptiness. I have a lot of tolerance for my impatience because in a way waiting is death.
Waiting can be joyful and can be really special as well.
I don't really like waiting. If I am waiting, I just do something else.
How has waiting changed your life?
It has maybe used my brain a bit more or be creative.
I don't wait because I choose to do other things.
Procrastination has definitely affected my life.
I really enjoy waiting because I work as a postie, so I'm on my feet. If I'm not on my feet, I'm out the back gardening, so I don't really sit down a lot. And for me, it's kind of an enforced time where I have to be in one spot.
We had to wait at the airport, we had to wait for the doctor, we had to wait for a lot of things. Build the courier and all that. That is part of the life, being waiting.
My business on hold for a couple of years, and I just got it restarted, and it's taken about 6 months.
At the moment, thinking about those people and the families and relatives over in Malaysia and China caught in perhaps an eternity of waiting.
I find new ideas while I'm waiting, while counting presents on the floor or something. Something comes up to me, or just watching people wait. It's great.
A&E for 5 hours.
I had to wait 5 hours at A&E with my daughter who had a fever just the other day, and there was a horror movie playing. The good news is that she had a fever, so I wasn't paying attention, but there were lots of other children watching this movie. The fever broke with the popsicle, but we weren't allowed to leave until we'd filled out the form, so in all it took about 5 hours.
Well, like, I think it's at the hospital, maybe I was there for like half an hour or an hour. 3 hours waiting at hospital.
I hate waiting for automatic phone messages.
The longest I've had to wait is going through the IRD call centre, and I think I was about 20 minutes.
Waiting for washing machines is an essential part of doing a load of washing. You do need patience to wait for your washing to get done. If you're not patient, you could go to the washing machine and pull out your clothes and they could be soaking wet because you haven't waited.
One day I just woke up and I realised I wasn't waiting anymore, and I think that was quite an interesting feeling, but yeah, then I realised I had been waiting, and I don't think I realised that either until that moment.
To go to bed.
I can't wait to get a bigger room, and that's about it.
Can't wait for Easter.
I still haven't worked out what I'm waiting for.
I'm still waiting for something, and I'm not sure what, and maybe I'll never get there. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm waiting to see a red squirrel.
I'm waiting to finish this knitting so I can actually give it to my friend as a present.
I'm sewing meditation cushions. I have been making them for some time. I'm waiting for them to be completed. They're rounding shapes. They're called zakuto in Japanese. Really made for, but I'm making this one. It's quite beautiful. I'm waiting for my last meditation cushion to be completed.
I am waiting to open my dog Leo's ashes.
More art stuff for people, disabled people would need some more funding for that because there's nothing for them, like me.
What's the longest you've ever had to wait?
Since May last year.
I don't think I'm waiting for anything really. I'm trying to delay the future as much as I can.
Just take one day at a time.
Just waiting for my old box. Really, you know, see what's after this life.
I was waiting on God for 40 days.
Waiting to feel normal, because at the moment I don't. I don't know if any of us do.
I'm waiting for an opportunity to arise that will sort of kickstart me into my dream lifestyle.
Still have the job, or whether I'm going to be made redundant.
I'm waiting for myself to be hungry, so I can eat something.
I'm waiting for my big pizza. Yes, that's what we're waiting for. It's going to be so big because that's our party night.
I'm not waiting for anything, I just try to live the present.
The time's now, and just make yourself proud.